some new shoes. I got some Asics. Also, shout out to the Big Hoss merch that I'm wearing right here. Mountain Pop Studio. Shout out Ollie Joseph. Check this out. I got some Asics. I saw like fuck. I saw a bunch of fitness influencers wearing these kind of shoes. And so they are pretty dad like, but I don't know. You guys tell me in the comments if they're cool or not. I thought they were cool, and then someone told me they weren't cool, so I don't really know. Anyways, thanks for tuning in today. This has been an incredible month for the life of Matt Corman. I hit my biggest goal that I've ever wanted to hit in my entire life. Something that many people don't get to do in their life. And it took me some time to get here. If you've been watching my journey in music over the last decade, I basically hit the goal that I've been trying to hit for the entire time. And I know that sounds a little vague, and I don't want to really give it away necessarily of what it is, but I just want to speak from that point because I think it's important. I think in our lives we are always trying to chase a certain goal, and if you've been following my podcast for a while or my music, you'll hear I talk a lot about setting goals and trying to hit those goals. That's a common theme that I talk about all the time, and I finally hit a massive one. This is the biggest goal by far, and I'm so excited. My life has completely changed 100%, and it feels amazing. It happened last week, and so this past weekend took some time, celebrated, and now it's back to work. And so that's why I haven't been dropping as many podcast episodes as well, because I've been so caught up with paperwork and different shit. And yeah, but now we're here. Now I have a fire under my ass to get going again and really start delivering. And these new songs that I'm working on right now are incredible. Guys, this is the best music that I've ever made in my entire life. Seriously, if you're paying attention to this and you like the music as well, this new music that's rolling out is so good. And so I'm dropping a song every week still throughout the end of the year. That's my goal. But the stuff that I'm making right now, the stuff I'm creating right now, will come out in November-ish. November, December, January, and late October, and it's so good. It's so good. I teamed up back with Futile again. We're dropping like 10 songs. It's so good. I'm so excited about everything that I'm making right now. I'm just in such a good creative headspace. But I wanted to talk to you today about goals and achieving them. My whole life has been surrounded by trying to get to a certain point, trying to reach certain goals and check them off my list. And so as of last week, I said I hit a massive goal of mine. This goal of mine was the goal that I've been trying to hit my entire life. It's like a really, really far out there one. Really, 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 really far out there. Finally got it. And almost to the point where like, hey, like I didn't know it was possible. This goal is like a goal where you put it on the, you say like, oh, aim for the stars and you land on the moon. Something like that. Is that what it is? Aim for the moon, you'll land on the stars. Some shit like that. Anyways, I'm really proud of myself, and I'm proud of my team and those that have helped me get to this position. But what I want to talk about is when you set goals and then you end up actually getting that goal, if your entire life is based around getting to a certain point, a certain goal, once you reach the goal, sometimes it can get a little confusing on figuring out like what to do next necessarily. So like for me, for instance, once I hit this point in my life, I immediately was obviously really grateful and excited, but I also did hit a point where I was a little bit like confused on what to do next. And I am kind of confused on what to do next right now. So since I was since I was 18, maybe like 19 or 20, I've been trying to become a professional musician. Since I was 20 years old, I was putting out music, 19 years old, putting out music, 21, 22, I've been putting out like a song every week. And I always wanted to get to a point where I could live off of my music. And then once I was able to live off my music, it was like, hey, get to 100,000 monthly listeners, get to this amount of monthly listeners, and keep going, keep going. And then there was a financial goal where it's like, hey, go from making $3,000 a month to make 10 grand a month, and go from 10 grand a month to make 20 grand a month. And then it's like, you get to a new goal, always was hitting new goals. And I just hit one of those goals for myself. And sometimes once you hit a certain goal, you don't really know what to do, because it's like, well, I don't know what to do because all I've known is try to work to get to this point. I'll give you an example. If you're training for a marathon, it's like the only thing on your mind is doing your runs, doing your routines to try to get to this point so that you can run the marathon. And then you're training really hard. Month 1, month 2, you're training harder. Month 3, you have your doubts. Month 4, blah, blah. And then month 5, the marathon comes around. You run the marathon, you cross over the finish line. Yes. Boom, you get the medal, you celebrate, you reflect on all that you did, and it's such a great achievement. And then on the car ride home, you know, you're so happy. And then like after some time, I'm sure it settles in that you're just like, hey, well, like, what do I do now? Because I don't know what to do. Because typically I would get up the next day and go for a run or start training. But now the goal's already been achieved. And that's the position that I'm in with music right now. And it's a blessing to be in this position. And I'm very grateful to be in this position. Seriously, thank you, God, so much for blessing me. It feels amazing to be here. But now I need to figure out the next part of the game. Because the game doesn't necessarily end. It's just a new level. And that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. And so before it was like, get to this point, and now I need to figure out what to do next. Not saying that I'm quitting music whatsoever. If anything, I'm going 10 times harder. I'm trying to figure out how to get to that next level, whether that be, you know, I don't know. It's hard for a person in my position in music, because any artist that is significantly bigger than me, and when I say significant, I mean like much larger than me, on the next level, is signed to a major label. There aren't many other independent artists that are much bigger than me. Now, obviously, there are independent artists that are bigger, but I'm talking about in like retrospect. Now, people could be like, oh, like maybe Russ. You know, Russ is an independent artist, but you know, Russ did sign to Columbia at one point. He did have a major deal. Even like people talk about Chance the Rapper. Like, Chance the Rapper was signed at one point. In order to get to this next level, like a Jack Harlow level, a G-Eazy level, something like that, like all these people are signed to majors. Majors control the majority of the media that you see in the output. And so for me to get to this next level, this real next level, I'm not sure exactly how to do it while being independent, especially in my genre of hip hop. Hip hop's interesting because it's getting smaller, to be honest with you. You know, name rappers in hip hop who are selling out stadiums other than Drake, Russ, who else is selling out a stadium? Kendrick Lamar. I know I'm forgetting some, but even like, their tours getting canceled. Travis Scott, maybe, but you could count it on one hand on the amount of rappers that are actually selling out venues in hip hop, like real arena venues. And if you look at the trends of hip hop and pop and EDM and country, hip hop's going downhill. It's trending downwards. Less and less people are listening to hip hop, and less people are going to hip hop concerts. Statistically, why is that? I'm not really sure exactly, but you can see the trend. I mean, I don't know the exact answer, but it gets me thinking about my life. Like, look, I'm 30 years old, and I've made a career out of this, and I love it so much. But it also makes me think of the future as well, where it's like, hey, like, what does this actually look like in 5 years out? Which is a part of the reason why I started doing the comedy videos on my Instagram and doing the entertainment stuff, because I want to be able to have multiple verticals that I can expand upon. I don't want to just be Matt Corman, the rapper. I think that me as Matt Corman, I can do a ton of different stuff. And so I don't know. It gets a little tough trying to figure out. It's like, all right, well, the next move obviously is to make better music, put out higher quality music videos, and tour. Boom. But then I started thinking, maybe that's not the actual next move. Maybe the next move is go harder in comedy videos and go harder in acting and expanding upon that. Maybe the next move is go harder in investments in business ventures outside of music. Like, I have an interest. I haven't even talked about this yet, but I have this huge plan to open some sort of a brick and mortar place out here. I don't really want to talk to it just yet, but I'm not really sure. I'm trying to figure out the next play, because music's hard. It's hard to get that at next level, man. It's like playing the fucking lottery. It really is. It's like you need to have a viral moment with your music involved, and like even people that have a song that goes viral, they only are around for like a couple months. You know, it's a little hard, and I want one day to have a family. I want to be a dad, and I want to be able to be a person who can go to Target and not necessarily be super famous. I don't know if that's in the cards for me. I know people that are really famous, and I sometimes think about their life, and I'm like, I don't know if I want that life. I like having some sort of like I like having success and money, and then like fame, like obviously strokes your ego, makes you feel good, and it gets you into places. Like, you definitely helps with your networking, but I don't know. So like, I was just talking to my producer Nikki, and we were talking about like maybe it's not even in the cards to try to go be like a Jack Harlow or be as big as that, because maybe that isn't what I want. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm not entirely sure what this next step looks like. All I know is that I'm gonna do what I do best, which is just commit to going extremely hard at something and working my ass off. And so I'm going to do that with the music. I'm just going to try my best, and I'm just going to work as hard as I possibly can. And I think that from that, I'll be able to figure it out. I got a marathon in January, which I've been training for. I'm excited about that. I got a nice long run tonight. That's given me some purpose. And then we have a tour. We're hopping on Forest Tour for the West Coast. So if you're in the area, let me let you guys know where I'm going to be playing at for sure. Let's see here. All right, I'm playing Sacramento, September 18th, San Francisco, September 19th, Oxnard, California, September 20th, September 26th, Victorville, California, September 27th, San Diego, California, and September 28th, Palm Springs, California. And then I'll also be in Denver, Colorado, on October 4th. I'll be at Logic's show out there, not performing, but I'll be out there at Red Rocks, just supporting. And then back in Miami. There's so much going on in my life right now. It's fucking insane. It's absolutely insane. It's like 1,000 miles per hour. It's crazy. And it's cool. I'm excited. I wanted this. I wanted to be in this position. And I'm just going to do my best. Something else I wanted to touch on that's really helped me in life is having some sort of faith in God, in relationship with God. Whoever's listening to this right now, if I could encourage you to explore that if you haven't already, I think it's super valuable. Look, I could show you in this journal right here. I could show you stuff where I was manifesting. I was saying things were going to happen before it fucking happened. And there has to be something towards that. There has to be something to be said for writing down certain situations, praying over them, meditating over them, putting all your energy towards them, and then it coming true. In this journal, it's kind of creepy. I was talking about in it, hey, by this age, I want a certain thing to happen. And it happened. And the entire time I was journaling and meditating and praying, that thing ended up coming true. And that's happened multiple times in my life. I started going to a church out here in Miami and learning more about the Bible and learning more about God, and just learning, just being open to learn about what the fuck's going on here. Check this out. I remember I walked into this church out here, and I didn't really have a relationship with God so much that I could be proud of, I would say. My belief was a little bit all over the place. I always had a belief that there's a higher power of some sort. I always had a belief that there's energy that is helping the world move around. I know it's a shitty sentence, but I always had a belief that there's something else out there. And when I went to this church, I was like, damn, how is there 1,000 people here so excited about something? Clearly there's something that I'm missing. If I'm ever in a room and everybody agrees that this wall back here is white, and then I'm looking at it and I'm like, I think that it's brown. But 1,000 people are like, no, that wall is white for sure. I think that maybe I'm missing something, right? I'll be self-aware enough to be like, hey, maybe I'm fucking up somewhere. And I feel like that's the way I felt about God, which is like, hey, all these people are excited about this one thing. What I notice is a bunch of athletes, rappers, people that are really successful in life, they would win something, an event, something would happen, you'd win a Grammy, and the first thing you hear out of people's mouths when they win a Grammy or an actor wins an Oscar is, man, all glory to God, like, thank you, God. And I noticed, I was like, man, that's so interesting. Like, maybe there's something that I'm missing that all these people are getting. Like, why is everyone talking about God? And so I started to tap in this past year heavily. and just learning more. And I started praying more. And now every night I pray, every morning I pray, every day I'm journaling. I try my best to stay on top of the stuff, but I always have a relationship with God in mind. And as I started leaning into God, 100%, I can guarantee and I can tell you that my life got significantly better. It's not even up for debate. Not even up for debate. As soon as I started praying to God and I started listening more and I started doing my actions with God in mind, now before I used to just run around just kind of doing whatever I wanted. And now I do that, but I have God in mind in many different ways now. And my life has been better tenfold and I've been rewarded tenfold. So if you don't have a relationship with God and you maybe are feeling a little bit lost or you need some sort of guidance and direction, I would encourage you and I highly recommend you to seek after that relationship with God. And that can be as simple and as easy as just shutting your eyes, folding your hands, and just talking to God. And if you have no idea what to say, just feel whatever is in your heart and just say that. Because, and I'm not a preacher or anything. I'm just telling you, I'm not one of those guys. I'm just telling you what has helped me. I feel like that's important. I know that part of my mission and my goal in life is that like I put stuff out there to the public. I put my life out here, whatever. I put content out to the internet. 100%. If you start talking to God, he is going to help you. And also, he already fucking knows. He already knows. So whatever you're scared to bring up, whatever you're scared to talk to God about, don't be afraid because he already knows. He already knows. So there's nothing to be afraid of. Does that make sense? There's nothing to be scared of. I feel like I was scared to talk to God because I'm like, man, I've done some wrong things in my life. I've been a degenerate in many ways in my life. I'm not perfect, so it's like I would feel like a little bit embarrassed or shameful. And then I realized that he already knows. All that God is asking for, to my knowledge, to my belief, granted, I don't know everything, is to have a relationship with him and try your best to be a good human and follow the word of God. So anyways, I won't harp on it too much, but I will say that if you do take away anything, try to have a relationship with God. It's definitely helped me. And my life just got blessed in an unimaginable way. So lucky. This Friday, which is tomorrow, I'm going back up to Massachusetts. I haven't been to Boston in a while, and I'm excited about getting up there. I'm going to go to Cape Cod and see my parents, see where I grew up. I haven't been to the house I grew up in Cape Cod in, wow, 3 years? 3 years? 3 to 4 years at this point. I never go back there. Voice crack. I never go back there. And so I'm excited to go back there and kind of go, I don't know, get grounded for a little bit. It's going to be good right before tour. And then I got to go to New York City right after I go to Massachusetts. And then after that, me and Alex are driving down to Miami because he's moving back down to Miami. So that's going to be exciting. But I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update. I hope everyone's doing good out there. I know this turned into like a God talk, but honestly, I don't know how it couldn't. Life is so amazing and so many blessings. So yeah, take it for what it's worth. I appreciate you guys listening to the podcast today. And if you're out there and you took some value from this, please rate me 5 stars on Spotify or wherever you're listening to this. And also drop a comment on YouTube so I know that you made it this far and you're listening, because that inspires me to do more and more, which I want to do more and more. I want to take this podcast to the next level. I'm working on it. I'm working on getting a set right now. I'm working on ordering the cameras, the lights, the whole thing. I'm going to do it. I'm going to bring guests on here. I'm going to do it all out. I just need some time to help build it because there's so much going on in my life as well. So many different ventures. So yeah, but I'm doing my best. I'm trying my best. Thank you. May God bless you. And thanks for tuning in and watching another episode of the Matt Corman podcast. You're incredible and you can make it happen out there. Drop me a comment. I'm on Instagram, DM me, whatever. Peace.